Hello BookTube, welcome to LizziefayeLovesBooks. I'm Elizabeth and we are just a few days past the midpoint of March, and I just remembered that I said I was going to revive the March Mystery Madness book tag, and so I'm going to do it right now. We've still got 2 good weeks left in March. Most readathons last only a week, and we've still got 2 weeks left in March Mystery Madness. So it's not too late to do this tag. You still have 2 weeks if you want to do it, and so here goes. The way we do the March Mystery Madness tag is we take the words March, Mystery, and Madness, and we have 2 prompts for each of those words. Now, I started the March Mystery Madness tag last year, so I'll put a link below to my original video, but for this year, I'm going to tweak the prompts just a little bit. I'm just going to embellish them a little bit more to give you a little more leeway, a little more freedom to choose books, and to try to hopefully make it a little bit easier. For March, we're going to give an ode to the month of March and St. Patrick's Day and everything like that. And the first challenge is really simple. Just find a book that's green, or a book with green on the cover. And I have 2 I want to show you. I have Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, book 2, which is The Hammer of Thor. It's got quite a bit of green on the cover and the spine, and so this is a good choice for this one. And then I also have Signs and Wonders by Philip Gully. This is book 3 in the Harmony series, and it's got a good deal of green and springtime scenery on the front, and so this is a good choice for a green book. So for the second March prompt, last year I told you to pick a book that features tiny characters, sort of an ode to leprechauns, and this year you could do that, or you can pick a book with Irish elements. I got this idea from the Read-A-Rama readathon because one of their challenges is to pick a book with Irish elements, and for that challenge I picked St. Patrick's Day Murder by Leslie Meyer, and that's a mystery, so it's perfect for March Mystery Madness, and I'm actually listening to that right now on audio. So that's one idea. I also have another book in mind for our book club for this month of March. We read an Irish book, a book that's set in Ireland, and it's called Nora Webster by Colm Toibin. So if you have an Irish book or a book that's got Irish elements, then that's a great choice for this. But I also have a couple of books that have tiny characters. I have a copy of The Borrowers by Mary Norton. I have not read this yet. I've seen a couple of different versions of the movie, and I have the book. In fact, I wanted to show this last year for this prompt, and I couldn't find my book. Since then, I've gotten my books better organized. So I am showing you The Borrowers because it features tiny people. One type of a tiny person is a fairy, and Peter and the Starcatchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson features Tinkerbell, so this is also a good choice for that prompt. So the next word is mystery. So for this prompt, I want you to pick mysteries. The first prompt is to pick a mystery that you've read that you would recommend to other people. I picked a mystery that was recommended to me that I have read, and now I in turn would recommend it to you, especially if you are interested in sewing and crafts. It's also very bookish. It's about a librarian, and it is the first book in the Southern Sewing Circle mystery series by Elizabeth Lynn Casey. It's called So Deadly, and I just thought this was a wonderful book. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read more of the series. For the next prompt, I want you to pick a mystery that you really want to read. In fact, you could go so far as to say a mystery that you've been wanting to read for a while and you're just having a hard time getting to it. And I have exactly the one on my TBR that I will show you. This is Muslin Mystery by Vera Dodge. It's the 3rd book in the Patchwork Mystery series. This series is published by Guidepost, and I read the first 2 books last year. I have the first 14 of this series, and I had said last year, early in the year, that I was going to read all 14 of those books so that I could give them to my sister at Thanksgiving. Did that happen? No. I read the first 2. This one stayed on my TBR month after month after month, and I just kept letting other stuff get in the way of it. So I want to read this book this year for sure. Alright, so for the madness prompt, these don't have to be mysteries. We're first going to talk about the word madness, and you might pick a thriller book that features a maniacal character or a psychopath, and you don't even have to tell us who the psychopath is if that would be a spoiler. You can just name a book that features a psychopathic killer or someone who is just seriously deranged or whatever. So for this one, I'm going to go outside the box just a little bit because I read Frenzy just a couple of weeks ago by Robert Lettrick. This is one of our Sunshine State books. This is a middle grade book, and in this book our main characters are at summer camp, and all of a sudden the animals start going crazy. They are so bloodthirsty, and they start just terrorizing the camp and just freaking out, and everybody they bite dies. So this story is about how some of the kids escape and what they have to do to survive and everything, and it's just insane. So this has a lot of maniacal characters and they're animals. And then the last prompt I thought about changing because it seemed kind of hard for a lot of people last year, but I decided I'm not going to let you off that easy. I'm just going to open it up a little wider. The last prompt for Madness is kind of a shout out to sports, because we got our name March Mystery Madness obviously as a play on words because of March Madness, which is a sporting event. But last year I said pick a book with a sports theme. Well, that seemed to be really hard for people who like to read mysteries, and I even heard a couple people say, well, I don't have a book that's sports themed, so I'm not doing that one. Well, you don't have to have the book. Just think of a book. Just say the name of one. If you can't even edit in the picture, that's okay too. Just name the book. But I will even open it up a little farther and say pick a book where they play a sport or play a game. And before you say, oh, I don't have any of those, think about it. Percy Jackson, they played Capture the Flag, and then later on they had chariot races. That's a pretty mainstream series that I know a lot of you have probably read. So just think about that. There are a lot of books that at least mention some type of sports or game or recreational activity that you could come up with for that challenge. So think really hard before you say, oh, I can't do that one, because it's not as hard as you think. But for this challenge, I am actually going to tell you about a book that has an underlying basketball theme. Although I could hold up Percy Jackson, but that's just an example. I am going to tell you about Crossover by Kwame Alexander. This book features two twins who do play basketball. One of them gets a girlfriend for the first time, so the second twin kind of feels left out. There's an interesting family dynamic. In fact, this book just really is heartbreaking towards the end, and and the unique thing about it is that it's written in rap or verse, and I really enjoyed it. Now, my daughter Katie read it. She didn't really like it because she couldn't get the flow of it. She's a really fast reader, and she said she got frustrated with this one because you had to really read it out loud in your head in order to understand what was going on, and she doesn't like to do that. She's just a fast reader. So this one she didn't care for. But I personally thought it was great. This is actually a Newbery winner, and I would definitely recommend it. And it is a sports themed book. So those are my books for the March Mystery Madness Tag 2.0, if you want to call it that, because this is the second year that we have done the March Mystery Madness Tag. If you did it last year and you want to do it again with different books, by all means, go for it. And if you don't do videos, but you'd still like to participate in the tag and tell us what choices you would pick, if you have a blog, post it on your blog. If you want to just post it on the Goodreads group. Either myself or Di will start a thread for the March Mystery Madness tag, and you can either post a link to your video or your blog on that thread, or you can just do the tag on that thread and tell us what books you would pick for these challenges, and we'll just do it that way. So try to do it within the month of March. We've still got 2 weeks left at the time I'm filming this, and I think it'll be fun. And then if you want to tag other people, then that's great. But I am going to tag everybody who's participating in March Mystery Madness, and you know who you are. I know who most of you are, but I don't want to leave anybody out, so I just want to say, you know, you are tagged if you are participating at all. Even if you're just reading one mystery this year, then you are tagged. And you don't even have to be participating to do the March Mystery Madness tag. In fact, I was really surprised last year that several people were tagged and did this tag that were not actually participating in March Mystery Madness, and I thought that was great. I was really excited to see people doing this tag. So that's it for this video. I hope to see your tag video. Be sure you let me know down below when you do one, or if you're going to do one, and I will watch for it. So that's all I have for today. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.